Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your March tarot reading. This is going to be a tarot reading for the people born under the Emperor card, the Death card and the Fool card. Now if you do not know what your tarot birth card is, I have dropped you links in the description box below to the instructional videos and everything that's got to do with this. I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Everlasting Day by Marcus Katz. It's a truly gorgeous deck. I have reviewed it, so I dropped you a link to the review in the description box below if you're interested in the artwork, want to check them out, and maybe even get the cards for yourselves. So, as always, for my monthly spread, I have split my deck into three piles. We have the Major Arcana here for the energy for your month, the Court cards over there, which is how you're advised to show up, to maximize the energy, and the Minor Arcana to delve into the message. I'll ask that, as always, please remember those are general readings, so just take what resonates and drop what does not. So let's see what we have for you. What is the main energy for the people born under the Emperor card, the Death card and the Fool card for the month of March, please? All right. So your energy for the month is the energy of the Fool. So for some of you, it's your own card. So brand new beginning, maybe having to take a leap of faith. Obviously, I'm going to go through the meaning of the cards when they are all out. So let's see what Court card you are advised to embody for the month. And the advice is the Page of Wands. So get in touch with your inner fire. Let's delve into your messages. Let me just arrange the cards so it all works. And let's see what we have for you. And I'm sorry if I don't speak much when I shuffle the cards. It's because I'm concentrating and trying to focus on your energies. That is not a clean cut. Right. So we have the Three of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. So mental energy again. I swear there was a lot of mental energy for your last reading as well, but we'll see. Then we have the Six of Wands, the Nine of Coins, and the Eight of Cups. Two eights there. And bottom of the deck, which is energy at work that you may not be aware of, but it's definitely there, we have the Three of Swords. Okay, so let's talk about the Fool energy first. So this is talking about having to take a leap of faith, a new beginning, contemplating maybe even a new adventure. It could be anything to do from, obviously, if you're at work, changing career, starting a business rather than being employed, but it could be as well a new creative endeavor, like writing a book, you know, writing a song, starting teaching in your community center. You know, it can be pretty much anything. You may be contemplating a new relationship with somebody, you may be contemplating going, you know, taking a leap here, going on around the world, traveling, whatever the case may be. You know, obviously you're here for different reasons, but the energy is there for that. It's that energy of looking at the unknown and do I take the leap of faith or not. And the Fool energy is very much to do with being lighthearted and approaching situation with no baggage, like a child would. So a child always looks at new opportunities with a sense of wonder and excitement and awe, and there's no fear because they've not been bitten yet. They don't have the emotional baggage that our life experiences have given us. And sometimes this baggage really prevents us from reaching our full potential, because it's very much on the forefront of our mind. You know, well, if I do this, this could happen, and last time that was terrible, for instance. You know, that kind of scenario. You know what I'm talking about. So the Fool really calls on this light-hearted energy, naivety even a little bit, of taking the leap of faith, not being sure about the outcome of the situation, but it's brand new, it's exciting, and, you know, it's there for the taking. And it could also be, you know, like if you're contemplating, for instance, a relocation, and you always dreamed of living somewhere particular, but obviously you're thinking, okay, this is a big thing, you know, I've lived in such and such place for such a long time, how am I going to miss things? Are there going to be things that, you know, am I going to regret this move because it may not be as beautiful or perfect for me as I think it is? You know, there's all of that. That's another message for someone out there. And in order to maximize the energy, you know, and embrace this full energy, you're advised to embody the characteristic of the Page of Wands. Now, obviously, no genders attached, just the personal traits of the card. Now, the pages, above all, they represent learning, being open to learning, being open to taking a new direction. That's what they represent in the tarot. Yes, they are messengers, but obviously, you know, this is not a personality trait, so I'm not going to talk about that. Wands is your fire, your spirit, you know, what drives you forward, what you feel passionate about. So you're being advised by your spirit team to explore the path that excites you, basically the option that excites you. Notice that the Page of Wands and the Fool in this deck, they're both looking towards the same spot. It's kind of interesting for me, because it shocked me when I put them down. I noticed it immediately. So the Page of Wands is exploring that new direction that you feel excited about. It's being open to trying something new. It's that kind of energy. Now, again, you're sovereign of your life, okay? I'm just telling you what the messages are. You do you, ultimately. But this is what this is about. And the energy underneath all of this situation is the Three of Swords. Now, if you've ever watched any of my readings, you'll know I love the energy of number 3, because it's the energy of growth. This is what pushes us forward. It comes with the level of excitement of seeing the first signs of evolution, expansion. And you have 2 threes, which I like, because it moves things forward. So the Three of Swords is a mental breakthrough. I very often look at this card as the mind claiming a victory over the heart. So let's just say if you've been bruised before in a situation and the Three of Swords comes out, for me it's a sign that you're going to be able to rationalize this and claim a victory from it. That's how I see it. It really is that energy of mental breakthrough. It's not an easy energy. The Suit of Swords is never an easy energy, because swords are designed to pierce and cut. And this is a very active suit, dynamic suit. And it, you know, because it's to do with our minds, obviously, sometimes it's not easy. But the Three of Swords is what will free you up, not being able to make a decision, which is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is having your guard up, not feeling like you can make the decision. And it could be for a number of reasons, like, you know, guarding yourselves because you don't want to be hurt, or you feel you don't have enough information on the matter. Whatever the case may be, this is what frees you. And this is what gets things moving in the thought process, you know, when you're having to plan whatever this new beginning and leap of faith is going to require. Because the Page of Wands has the enthusiasm, but then you need to plan it. And the Three of Swords brings the mind element to this. So we have the Three of Wands and the Six of Wands. The Three of Wands is feeling the excitement growing, seeing things shaping up with a clear focus in mind. Okay, so this is very interesting, because then you move up straight away to the Six of Wands, so you've got a good progression in numbers here. And the Six of Wands is the triumph, the victory, it's the lap of success, it's overcoming whatever maybe doubts, reservations you've had, or any obstacles, practical obstacles that stood in your way, or are standing in your way towards this direction, towards this growth that you're trying to manifest, this is you claiming that victory. And it comes from your willpower, your drive. It's all coming from you. And it's a very pleasant card. It's one of my favorite cards because I love claiming the victory. I always think that things become so much more precious when you've had to overcome a few things to get there, if you see what I'm saying, rather than it being handed to you. So I really love this combination, the Three of Wands and the Six of Wands, and things going in the right direction, and you triumphing over whatever may come your way. And then we have this Five of Swords and the Nine of Coins. So I want to talk about the Nine of Coins here because it's grounding your reading. The Nine of Coins is a beautiful energy, probably my favorite card with the Six of Wands in the minors, because it's earth energy, so it's grounded, and most importantly it's reliable and stable. So it's the slowest of the energy, but what you build with the coins energy is here to stay. And the 9 is one away from, you know, the legacy card, the 10 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Coins is it's the work that you've put in that brings you prosperity and abundance, and it enables you to stand on your own two feet and say, hey, do you know what, I've made this happen. It's the energy of self-made people, you know, like entrepreneurs as well. But it's a card that says that you understand that you've had to work hard, you've had to be patient, you've had to apply yourself, develop your skills, and do a lot of things to get there. But now you're in a position where you have enough for yourself and for others, whether it's your time, whether it's bits of your heart, or whether it's your financial situation. You are in a state of prosperity, abundance, very, very good standing. And it's a beautiful energy to have. But as I said, it's come through effort. It did not land on your lap like that, which is the energy I was already getting with this Six of Wands when I said to you, I like to claim a success rather than it being handed to me. And we have the Five of Swords just above it. Now 5 represents a disruption of the stability of number 4, which number 4 is great. You have stability, strong foundations, but it can become stagnant. And in the realm of the mind, a 5 is a very welcome energy because it's that energy that pushes you through. When in the Four of Swords, we are seen stable mentally, but not being able to move forward because there may be some restrictions, whether they are real or whether they are in our minds, they're there. The Five of Swords breaks you free. You've got the two cards really here, the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords, that I associate with some kind of breakthrough, of getting unstuck. Now the Five of Swords get a very bad reputation with the Rider-Waite-Smith as, you know, being someone who's mean to you and so on and so forth. I see it from the other lens, which is from the victor's point of view. It's doing things your way in order to get to where you need to be, which is that Nine of Coins. Okay, so this is saying to me that either in the near past or now, you're going to have to make decisions that are going to be good for you, not necessarily for everybody else. And you know, my husband always says it in a much more rude way than what I'm going to say, but opinions are like belly buttons. He uses something else than belly buttons. Everyone has one. And the point I'm making here is that what is good for you, you know what's good for you. And yes, it may not be what others want to hear or what others want you to do, but ultimately it's what's going to serve you. And no one knows better than you what is good for you. Okay? So it's that decisive moment in your mind where you just go, you know what, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it this way. And yes, I know there may be some backlash and people may be judging me or they may be get upset, but I know that if I want to get to my Nine of Coins, this is what I need to do. And with that comes the advancement of the energy of the 8. The 8 is like two wheels, you know, that roll, and they pick up the momentum. And we have the 8 of Swords with the 8 of Cups. And I love this because the 8 of Cups frees you from the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is what I call the prison of the mind. This is having thought so much about all of the eventualities of a plan or having looked at a relationship from every single angles, whatever the case may be, you know, and not being able to see an outcome, a result, something you could do, not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It's difficult energy to free yourself from, because it's self-imposed. It's you having erecting some like walls in your mind. No judgment there. I get in this position sometimes and oh god, it's not pleasant. But the Eight of Cups is here and is saying to me that it's going to free you, because the Eight of Cups is looking at a situation, a relationship, a choice you have to make, a business, a career, whatever, and realizing that you've either outgrown this situation or that it's just not serving you anymore. And it's very empowering, because it's then leading you to turn your back on something in order to embrace the path that will be better for you, the path that you're meant to be on. The Eight of Cups, although not necessarily an easy energy, because there is always sadness in turning your back on something, okay? I'm not going to gloss over this, because yes, the Eight of Cups liberates you, because you're moving forward. You're turning your back on the past and moving forward, but it's not easy to turn your back on something, and it could be for many reasons. It could be because you've invested a lot of yourself in a situation, and turning your back on it means you're losing a little bit of yourself, or so you feel in your heart. It may also be that, you know, there's a routine element, like, for instance, oh, I've lived in this town for so long, I'm going to miss the local coffee shop, I'm going to miss my community, you know, the neighbors and so on. It's not going to be easy, but you know deep down in your heart that it's the right thing for you. That's the reason why you're doing it. So there is that mixed feeling of feeling empowered, knowing this is the right thing to do, but by the same token, it's a bittersweet thing, because you know that invariably you're going to miss some things. So for instance, to put you into context, I have lived in France, I've lived in England, I've lived in the States and back to England. And I've lived in different states and have lived in different areas in England, and same thing. Well, particularly when I left from one country to the other, there was this excitement because I knew it was the right thing for me to do. I needed to grow. However, I was sad because I left comfort. I left my friends, my family, and I did get friends in every country I lived. So every time I had to leave friends behind. I had to leave things that, you know, I loved, like specific food that I miss greatly, you know. And it's this kind of thing. It's that bittersweet thing, but I knew it was the right time for me to go. It was the right time for me to move every single time. I have no regret, if you see what I'm saying. And that's very much what I'm saying here. So I'm going to grab a couple of final messages, you know, to close out your reading, although I must say it's very clear and simple if you ask me. But let's grab some final messages, please. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Okay, you really want to come out, so I'll grab you. Yeah, and you. Yeah. Okay, so we have a 10. This is the full circle. Okay, you being freed from this mental energy. This is, I personally I'm very fond of the 10 of Swords, because to me it's the combination of the suit of mind, which is being in complete acceptance of what is and being at peace with it. And again, this is a card that gets a bad reputation because of the Rider-Waite-Smith and the guy lying on his front with the 10 swords. But there is a little bit of a sunlight in the background. You know, the sun is rising, and that's what the 10 of Swords is for me. It's, okay, so you've gone full circle, you now have accepted what is, you know what it's going to be like, what it's going to feel like, and you're at peace with it, and you're releasing it, and the relief that you will feel will be, you know, amazing. You're going to feel like a weight has been lifted off of your shoulder once you've taken that plunge and you've gone through that process. And with the 8 of Coins, this is a card, again, you've got another 8, 3 cards, 3 out of 4 8s on the table. Fast advancement, 8 is advancement, and this is advancement in your physical world. So this is a card that talks about hard work to make things happen, but it's also a card that says that you are already seeing success in whatever it is that you're trying to create or manifest. So if we're talking business, you're starting to see it grow. If we're talking in a relationship, same thing. If we're talking about a relocation, this is starting to see things falling into place, and it will be worth it, because in the coin suit, it's, you're on your way to that 9 of coins that you want, that prosperity, abundance, whether it's financial, emotional, spiritual, and being able to stand on your own 2 feet, that confidence, and having more than what you need so that you can give to others. So yeah, I think it's a beautiful reading. I hope you've enjoyed your journey through the cards with me. I most certainly did. Reading for you has been a pleasure. I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I'm truly humbled that you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a truly magical month, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.